Hi there, it's on your six, and today I'm making a video showcasing how to change out your R2 or L2 button. I've been having a lot of issues with my controller. As you can see, my R2 button just doesn't snap back like it used to. There's a plastic piece in here that is broken, and I'm going to go ahead and change that today. So I actually have some kind of spring in my R2 button, and it's not kind of stuck halfway. So first, what you'll need is a screwdriver. This screwdriver is just a typical small screwdriver. I just have a small collection of tools, and this one happened to be in there, and it fits perfectly. I have other screwdrivers that seem to work with this too. So pretty much get a small screwdriver. I know there's specific ones, but I don't know the specific name for it. And then I have a collection of R2 buttons that I bought off of Amazon, I believe. And they come with little springs here too. So, screwdriver, and if you have these handy, go ahead and buy that off Amazon. Otherwise, you won't be able to really fix this. You can maybe engineer like some sort of way to fix the plastic piece on here. I'll go ahead and get one of these out real quick, and I can kind of show you what breaks. It's really kind of a dumb design when you think about it. So here's actually a broken one that I have. As you can see, there's a plastic piece right here that goes all the way across, and right there is snapped. So that's what happens, and that's why you kind of get that R2 button that's halfway and stuck, because the little plastic piece on there snaps. Why they can add some kind of like metal piece right there, I don't know. I know in the PS4 Pro version of the controller they ended up fixing it, and it shouldn't have the same problem. So here is one that is not broken. As you can see, it just goes straight across. It's just a typical plastic piece, and it's not very great for the controller because I'm sure everyone has this problem who has one of these old controllers and they play like first person shooters where you're pressing the R2 button a lot. It's going to happen. So let's go ahead and dismember my controller and go ahead and change it. It only takes about what, maybe 6 or 7 minutes if you're good at it. Alright, let's go ahead and get inside this controller. First we gotta flip it over here, and we only have 4 screws located right here, 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 and here. So let's go ahead and take off these 4 screws. Alright, now this, I always think this is the hardest part, getting the lid off here. I usually try to go from the side here, as you can see, and you can kind of push it up after that. And usually just pops off for me. I've done this enough on taking this controller off where it just kind of pops off. When you do take it off, as you can see, your R2 and L2 button, there's a little plastic piece up top here that you have to kind of pull the cover over. Sometimes it gets stuck on those, I noticed in the past. And when you do take off the cover, you have this white cord that's connecting to your touchpad, or what that's connecting to. I don't know what that's connecting to, but it's connecting to your touchpad, it seems like. Then you also have your battery right here that kind of dangles around. And this has happened to me in the past. This button, this little black piece right here pops out usually if you're playing with your controller and tipping upside down like I just did. And this goes to what I think it's your start button that I found in the past. It just goes in this area right here. So right there next to the battery, it goes right there. That will probably pop out. You won't be able to press your start button, I think it connects to, or your share button, looks like. So I'm not really sure what that connects to, but it's in the area of the share button has some kind of snapping feature to it. So maybe it's like from the touchpad, it snaps. Okay, so now that's off. Let's get to the goods. So here is our broken R2 button. Let's turn that around so I can see it. So this is pretty easy, just taking it off. It is just like a little clamp. It snaps in there and snaps off. So as you can see, it is broken like I was saying. There's only half of it on there. Just like my other one that's broken. It snapped off. Let's see if there's a spring on here still. I still do have a spring. And as you can see, the spring is actually part of the problem. Seems like the spring wraps around the plastic piece that breaks and just puts a little extra tension on the plastic piece that kind of snaps into the R2 button, and thus causing it to break eventually and wear and tear down over the months. That snapped in there really good. Let's see if I can get this out. So, put it on the right side. All the way back. Trying to get in that spot right there. Perfect. First time. Functions again. Let's go ahead and connect this to my circuit board thing. My dual shock circuit board super thing. Okay, that's connected. Put the cover over the R2 and L2. Make sure this is covering well. Try not to hit my R2 button out again. Okay, so that's snapping. Alright, that snaps back. It feels good. Then I usually like to test it. See if I got everything connected before I start screwing everything in. Alright, PS4 is on, controller is on. So let's go ahead and screw this puppy back in. As you can see, I've used my controller a lot and I've taken this apart maybe every 6 months. So that's a broken piece, that's not even a screw. I've done this a lot. Out of necessity. This breaks so much, that's why I ended up just buying like 10 of these R2 buttons. I think it only cost me like $3 or $4 to buy like a dozen of them. But it's kind of necessary. Otherwise you're playing with the R2 button that's not snapping back, and it's doable, but it's kind of annoying. Come on. Alright guys, there we have it. The controller's fixed. The R2 button is snapping back in like new. A new R2 button is in there with a newer spring. And it should be working here. I'll have a good amount of spring in here finally, and my R2 button won't be broken. So that's how you do it. Takes a while to get it just right. So don't worry. Make sure that little black piece on here that goes kind of by the share button doesn't fall out. But This is how I've done it. I've done this maybe, what, 6 or 7 times. So go ahead and give it a try. Buy some of those R2 buttons off Amazon. Otherwise, just go buy a new controller if you really want to. But if you have an older model controller like this, this is an easy remedy that you can pretty much do yourself. And it does take a lot of dexterity in your hands. It seems like if you don't have very good eyesight or dexterity, you're going to lose pieces, and it's going to be a little bit more frustrating. Once you get the cover off, undo the white cord, then just snap out the R2 button. And it takes a while to really get the R2 button laid out the correct way. If you do it the way I did, where you tip it upside down and put the spring in like an L shape, and come from the back and lay the spring in the little slot and snap it in from the back here. It seems like that way works the best and the quickest, for me at least. So probably mess up a few times, but give it a go. It helps. Thank you for watching.